Okay, here we have a Miwa PR. It's a Japanese lock, and it's a wafer lock, but it's got a really interesting mechanism where the wafers kind of rotate around an axis and interact with the sidebar. These come with 9 to 11 wafers. This particular one has 9 wafers and some mastering. So if you follow Lockpickers United belt system, it counts for a red belt. There's the key. And the wafers have a combination of true gates, false gates, serrations, and just flat areas on them. So to tension it, I'll use this piece of music wire that's been ground down with a little like L shape to fit right in the zigzag there. Now you could just use a wiper insert or whatever to tension this. You don't have to get fancy. I just have a lot of music wire laying around. And I'll use this multi-pick number 10 flag, but sometimes this shaft is too flexy, and when I pick it, sometimes if I'm picking a pin, sometimes or a wafer, I'm trying to lift on it, and I'll just kind of roll around it rather than being able to lift it. So I have a honest dangshi, and these come very thick and rough, so you have to kind of grind them down and form them the way you want them to, but this will give me less shaft flex and a little bit more strength for lifting stuff if I need it. So I find these tend to bind more or less front to back, but you'll drop stuff as you pick stuff, so you have to go back and forth a lot. But to start, it's a good bet to go front to back to just start feeling stuff. So I'll start on the right, and to find the wafer, I'll lift up a little bit past 45 degrees, and I'll go back till I hit it, and then I'll drop down and go under it. So there's the first one on the right, and it's binding. No click from it. Feels like it's still binding. No click from it. All right, now it doesn't feel like it's binding anymore. There's one wafer directly behind it. I think I got a little click from it, but it doesn't feel like it's binding. All right, left side. First one got a little tiny click from it. Another one, quite a decent amount further back. It's binding. Click from it. Still binding. Another click. Still binding. Another click. All right, now it feels loose. Check for the right side again. No. All right, decent amount of spacing before I hit the next one. And it feels like it's binding. Click there. I felt a little bit plug movement. There's another one right behind it. Little click there. Another one right behind that, like 3. So there's a 5th wafer on the right. I got a little click there. A little plug movement, but it feels like it's still binding. Another click there. Still binding. Letting off some tension, got another click. Check some front ones here. First one. I feel like that first one's binding. Oh, got a little click out of it. Second one, all right, a little click there. All right, third one on the right. Seems okay. Fourth one on the right. By okay, I mean it's just moving. I don't know if it's okay. On the front left, first one's moving. Second one on the left, it's moving. All right, big gap before we hit the next one. So that much gap between the left ones. Let's go underneath that one. A little bit of binding and then let go, I think. Yeah, and behind it. Binding very lightly. Got a couple clicks out of that one there. It feels like it's the last wafer. One right in front of it. Feels like it's a low set. Yeah. Okay, let's check front right. Seems like it's okay. Or not binding. Second one's not binding. Third one on the right. Not binding. Fourth one on the right now. Fifth one on the right. Oh. The fifth one on the right did some weird stuff to me. I don't know how to explain it. I don't think it's binding though. First one on the left doesn't seem to be binding. Second one on the left seems to be binding. Click from it. Alright, so I got click from that second one on the left. First two on the right, nothing. Third one on the right, nothing. Fourth one on the right, nothing. Fifth one on the right. Seems like it's binding up high. No, maybe not. Alright, let's check the left again, towards the back. Alright, one before last, and then the last one here. Oh, click from the last one. Big click from the last one. Some plug movement. Feels like it's still binding though. And I don't feel like I get enough stiffness out of the multi-pick. Let's go to this Tongshi. I hope I ground it down far enough to be able to get on that last wafer without oversetting anything in front of it, which I might have just done. Yeah, I might have overset that front one. See, I didn't grind it far enough to keep it thin all the way down the length. Let's hope that this number one didn't just get overset. Could easily have. I think it's a low set on the number one. And this number, whatever it is, one before last on the left, and the last one on the left. Still feels like it's binding up high. Oh, I think I just got a click from it. Let's see. Yeah, it no longer feels like it's binding up high. So let's check this right again. Nothing on the first one. Or the second one. Third one on the right. No. Fourth one. Feels like I'm binding on the fourth one. Oh, just sliding off of it nonstop. Let's check the one behind it real quick. Nope. It's gotta be this fourth one on the right. I can't lift it. And try the other pick to see if I can lift it. Yeah, this one's sliding off it too. Oh, I think I got clicked there, and I'm kind of stuck with this. Double check it with the multi-pick. Yeah, now it seems to be loose. But the sixth one, or the fifth one rather, seems to maybe binding. Let's check the left again. First one, second one, where are you? Where's the second one here? What's going on? Something bizarre. Towards the back. And the last one feels like it's binding again. Come on, let me set you without breaking my pick. There was like a trick that I saw some other people do where you can go underneath. I think I just got them set. Where you can go underneath and somehow manipulate the high sets, but I don't know that. How to do that. Oh, no, it was that last one again. All right, so we're open. Yeah, it's something where you can go underneath, and maybe we'll take a look at it when I get it open to be able to set the high sets with a short. Because this one I was having a real hard time. Basically, I was at the edge, and I was trying to lift it up and push it against the side, right? Try to push it like that, and when I try to push, rather than getting enough force, the whole shaft is just flexing away from it. But you need the shaft thin enough so that you don't overset things that are in front of it, so a bit of a pain. But as far as it being open, you can see that it goes sideways from the words. And let's lock it up. There we go. So it's locked. Let's take a look inside. Autofocus. Get it down on. All right. So to gut this, we'll remove a C-clip from the back. Pretty easy stuff to gut these. So take that out, and I'll just do a partial gut. I did a large series on the U9, how to fully gut them in all different formats. The PR is not much different, so I'm not going to bother with that. You can undo these two screws to take things off, but it's easier if you just use a clip remover like this and take that clip off. Oh, sorry, there's a ring that comes off, and then this thing. So when you're putting it back together, you want to put that in first, and then the ring over top of it. And then in some formats, like this format, it has four little posts sticking out, so you want to align those holes in this ring to those posts, and then put that on. So now this is locked in because the sidebar has a groove in it, and this piece here holds into that groove. I don't know, you could probably, it looks like it's crimped in, you could pull that piece out if you wanted to be able to remove it without having a key, but then it would always come out, so issue. Key, if you turn it just a little, that'll disengage the sidebar from that holder, and you can just push it out. Now you want to keep your thumb on the sidebar, and I think this is reversible. I can put this in this way too. Yeah. So this piece here is reversible. Then here's your sidebar. Okay. Sidebar is just a straight bar like that. Come on. Oh. It's got little markings on it from I guess the spacers. Yeah, from the spacers on the plug. So sidebar, it's got some little grooves on the bottom. That's little pin there, little pin there. That's what goes into the springs themselves. And this autofocus is terrible. 2 springs, and then here is the mechanism. You can see how things move like that. And once you stick the key in, all of these true gates line up down the center here. Oops, down the center here like that, and that allows this bar to drop into them. If you drop this bar into here without the springs like this, you can't really get it out. So hopefully you don't have a lot of lube in there holding that in, and you can use gravity. But that's how that works, the Miwa PR. And you can see there's a spacer here, so that would be, and there's a spacer here. So you could fit 2 more wafers in here. So this only has 9. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, but it could have 11. I don't know, from my experience, these mastered ones are a lot easier to find than the unmastered, and a lot of the unmastered ones only have 10 wafers. It's harder to find 11 wafer unmastered ones. If you want to fully gut it, check out the Unite video. It's the same thing. You just pull off these 2 side pieces, and then you'll have the access to all the wafers. But this one, they hold together pretty well. Once you fully gut them one time, you kind of wear down where they've done these little crimps, and these things will pop off a lot easier. So when you pull it out of this piece here, not only do you want to hold down the sidebar, but you want to hold the sides like that, so it doesn't pop open and you lose all the wafers. So that is the mastered version of the Miwa PR. Actually, before we go, maybe we can see one of these masterings here. You see that one that's moving right there? It's got a really wide gate. Okay, so the mastering can take form of a wide gate or 2 separate small gates. So the first gate you can see moving right there. It's right at the beginning, so you barely move, and there you're in the true gate. I was saying that's a low lift. If you lift it higher, you drop into these serrations, or if you go really high, you drop into that false gate at the bottom. So, and then recovering from that is very difficult. So Miwa PR, red belt version. Maybe I'll do a black belt version at some point. But thanks.